All right, Shalom Israel, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Kala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Bokatah, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, blessings, and we always say, giving all praises to Yahweh Kala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles, elder bishops, great millstone. Much salutation to the brothers teaching word for the hopeful elect, soon to be elect, most high will. Hopefully it's sooner than later. He said he's short in time for the elect's sake. And, the extended elect, try spirits returning back to the most high blessings. We're going to deal with a little bit of complexity of race and, dealing with the tribes. If you know about anything about the tribes, 12 tribes of Israel consist of so-called Black and Latino, Native Americans, you know that it was, in the biblical text, it was two kingdoms, and then split, two kingdoms were split. And I want to mention that a little bit, but I did ask a question regarding like interracial, and I kind of figured this would be the case. And I had to know how to ask it. But it says, according to research, children born from interracial couples where the father is white, we're going to just use that term, we know they're not really white, tend to have a higher level of socioeconomic advantages compared to those with a non-white father, which can be interpreted as being more established in certain social context, societal context. However, it's crucial to remember that this is a complex issue influenced by various factors beyond just the father's race. Should not be generalized to all interracial couples or children. I get that, but that's that first line. Children born from an interracial couple where the father is white tend to have higher level of social economic advantage compared to those with non-white. And I use the celebrity world as an example. How many in the celebrity world that's a part of so-called black culture are accepted and quickly accepted, or just the flowing with the spirit of us being the salt of the earth? How many of them are there? Not too many. It's usually a case of anything mixed, or any people that's mixed, dealing with, so to speak, differences of the overall black culture and the culture and the acceptance of something that might seem a little different. Dealing with a race is usually Puerto Ricans and Mexicans. And then you'll find out that they have basically the same spirit anyway, because we're all the children of Israel. The only person that would probably come to mind if somebody mentioned that would be Tracy Ellis, which her father is a so-called white man. And, she has difficulty dealing with that too. She even said herself, when it comes to black culture and identity, being approached with a question that might concern that subject matter. But you ask a Puerto Rican, they be like, what I'm saying, it ain't nothing to them. It's like, yeah, it might be a little conflict right there. And that's what it was in the tribes. But the northern kingdom split from the southern kingdom. They were split. And they became controversial, so to speak, one to the other. So, but when you have a so-called white father, it's a big ass difference. And you're, like it says, like I read in this article, you're usually good. You're usually established, more socially connected with the world without too much complexity or controversy or whatever, or racial matters. Now, like I want to use these celebrities as an example. Where is it? Um, Gina Torres. She's a Puerto Rican. She said, "When I became an actress, I quickly realized that the world liked their Latinas to look Italian and not like me." That's very, that's a complex right there. That's very, you know, you go through the dynamics of the curses. It's like, it's not just, well, you deal with one matter, you overcome it, and then next thing you know, you're good. No, everywhere you go, and everything she in the arena she enters in, she probably got to explain the same thing. That's dealing with the curses. It says, "You shall be cursed among all these nations. There shall be no ease, no rest, not only from working and laboring, but from explaining yourself or who you are and why you have kinky hair or why you know chill with the blacks more than the what have you." Um, and some of a lot of Italians were our people too, but they would rather look more like them than the Negro, which and the Negro is the head tribe, so Negro take the bulk of the curses, basically, the most of the curses, targeted even. But here's Lala, and these are all pretty Latina women. Lala, a lot of people don't realize that I'm Latina, which is fine. I don't expect people to know my cultural background just by glancing at me. I do, however, expect that when I tell people my family is from Puerto Rico, that I will be believed and not accused of trying to be something that I'm not. And this is even in the complex among black people. But black people, they the integration of cultural differences when it comes to music was accepted fine. I mean, back then it was black and Latinos together breakdancing and making music together. But the so-called white man, he knows how to play this diversity, divide and conquer. So he'll put, the gang affiliation is what separated a lot of the black and Latinos that were coming together. A lot of land. I mean, how housing location. Especially when it came to do with drugs and all that. Jake got more territorial. So now it's like, oh, them Latinos, they live in the South, f them, or vice versa. Oh, these niggas like looking at me funny because I gotta go through their hood. F them. This is our hood. We the ones that control this. This is our street. So the so-called white man really played a heavy psychological game method to have us divided. You know. But if you, like I said, if you go back to the '60s and '70s, we were coming together. Christina Milian, another pretty Latina woman that that Judah would grab up, so-called black men would grab up quick. She said, "I'm Cuban, but people didn't get it because I also was brown skinned. There's a lot of dark skinned, brown skinned Cubans in Cuba." And she said, "And you usually see a fair skinned Latino. That's why all on these magazines, these low, even the lowrider magazines, which is a kind of like the kind of more hood, a representation of our people regarding the Latinos and Mexicans, they're all light skinned." And I'm not trying to, play that, say that as a that's an importance when it comes to spirit dealing in the truth, but they do play those dynamics in a worldly matter when it comes to identity, and our people being confused about who they are, and the so-called white man even pouring fuel on the fire. It says, so it was just like, oh, what are you? Are you black? Are you white? I didn't feel like I had to make a choice. I am what I am. But at the same time, she loves her Cuban family. She goes back when she goes back to Cuba. That's how and chill with her family and the customs and all that because she's a singer and an entertainer. So what she's doing, she's making money for herself in the entertainment world, which the so-called white man got a control of and got a hand in the all in the jar because he rules the world. So when it comes to jobs and getting roles, he's gonna marginalize her. He's gonna like, yeah, we looking for some more, either more black or more white or more hood, whatever the case may be. So then they try to fit those roles, and they end up kind of shaping their lives based on the roles that they get because they in the industry all their fucking lives. So they really can't really be themselves until they go home. And then when they go home, they like, oh, this is what I love. This is what I miss. That food, the way the mom used to talk, and she cussed me out in Spanish or whatever. So this faggot ass Edomite so-called white people, the devil, they always have our people in complex situations, but that's the curses too. Um, Another Tatiana Ali from the Fresh Prince. I am black woman. I am a black woman. I am culture. I am culturally. I would say African American culture is different. I would say I'm more Afro Caribbean. My heritage, my with my culture, who I am. I'm not going to choose. I am both. But even within uh, Israel, you have those diversities, complexities. You know what I'm saying? The light skin, the dark skin, the more kinky hair, the more straight hair. We deal with that within Israel, not only among the so-called white man. He just, like I said, he's just an instigator. He's just put the fuel on the fire. But and that's usually. Let me go to that scripture because I said I looked up. Um, basically said, "Is there a difference between Judah and Israel?" And they said, "Yes, there is a difference between Judah and Israel. They were two separate kingdoms in ancient times, just like it is now. Dealing and in between that, dealing with the complexities and diversities that come with even in within Israel, without these other nations. Even though now we're more so scattered among all these other nations. Back then, we were all together, and then Most High said in the First Kings, it says, 2 Kings 17 and 18, King James Version. It says, therefore, it's gonna come on. It says, therefore, the Lord was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight. See, that's Israel alone, not not all Israel. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. So that lets you know that they were two kingdoms, two nations, that were to be prophesied to be one again, as it says in Ezekiel 37. But in meantime, between time, there are going to be complexities and diversities dealing with us as a nation, with this Spanish and, am I light or dark or what about the black Mexicans, the dark skinned Latinos? What about them? Or what about the lighter ones that look like so-called white people? They are, they, and vice versa may still be Israel. It says, this is Lauren Velez. I couldn't get an audition as a Latina. People didn't know what that was. They just said, well, our vision of a Latina looks more Mexican or Central American or Spanish. And that was an interesting journey to take and something that I had to struggle with initially. But, of course, they don't, sometimes they do, but they don't make that the key point of discussion when they do interviews. The interviewer might ask sometimes like, how was it growing up, and they'll mention that, but their thing is like, I'm in Hollywood, I'm an actress, I got to make money. Let's talk about our new movie now, or my new role coming up. So that's overshadowed by because they really don't know how to figure this out. They just explain the curses, the diversities and complexities, which are the curses, but they never really help. They never say it's a solution. They just say, well, I had to do some thinking and I had to separate myself. I talk to my family every now and then, but I don't get involved with that because they couldn't figure it out. But the Bible helps you figure it out. It says, I will get real Judy Reyes. I would get really positive reactions at auditions for both African American and Latino parts, but I didn't look Latino enough because of the curly hair and the freckles and the nose and all that stuff. Well, look, Latinos have curly hair too. They have kinky hair too. So this is identity, what they call identity crisis, man. Selena's Lave. I remember, Selena. She have, I think she have one picture, but she have another. She have an actual performance with her with an afro, but she have another picture with her with braids, and people never just finding out that she wore her hair in braids before, because they don't want that image to be portrayed, you know, just like they have at the front of these magazines. If you go to lowride magazines, every one of them women look the damn same. There's no, speckled bird. There's no none. They all have straight hair and they all light skin, and that's not even reality according to what true Cuba looks like, what Mexico looks like. I'm talking about as far as the people, what Salvadorians look like. All shades of brown, from light skin to dark skin, even looking like closer to the Italians or even looking so-called white. The Most High said his people is like a speckled bird. I'm gonna get that. But she says she speaks Spanish, but she doesn't look Latina. Oh, she's exotic. They would say to my agent, so your client, the Latina who looks black but speaks Spanish. I was like, wait a minute, you know, who looks black but speaks Spanish. So, and she's a light skinned woman. So how black do you got to be considered, Negro or what have you? So really what this truly is saying, when you look between the layers, it's all about the spirit. And that's what these devils don't understand. That's why they put that black label on us all the time. Because if they were spiritual, they wouldn't. They'd be like, "Hey, we got to do more research. We can't call them black no more. We got to do more research. Let's go into the lands of Mexico, lands of Cuba, lands of Puerto Rico, and let's see what's there. Let's see how they feel and see if the spirit match. See if there's some similarities and stuff." But these faggot ass demons don't do that. They just want, because they, one thing about them too, they lazy. These Christian, anti-Christian Edomites, they fucking lazy. All they do is spend money, rich, and spend money and go to butt fuck clubs and shit, man. They don't do research. They make you think they do. They make you think they smart. You know. It says Soul Dot O'Brien. I don't know if I'm saying that first name right, but I'm black. I'm black. I'm Latina. My mother is Cuban, Afro-Cuban. My dad is, well, she might be a tear. My dad is white and Australian, but she might be, because white is just a term. And I think because of my job, I often question, like, how do you identify? How do you identify? It's really not about the question. It's always, what side are you on? What perspective do you bring? Yeah, because they want to know. Yeah, they even when they deal with Jake, they be like, can you dance? Can you sing? You know. And if you can't do none of these things, you like, well, we doing this black role, and and Negroes are known to be able to dance and sing, so you don't fit the part. And that, our people is lively. It says our people are lively. When you look at those Cubans, they always lively, and dancing and having parties just like the Negroes. For you all, it's for the all tribes of dark ass demons and shit. Well, not demons, but uh, uh, um, Bilalians, Bilalians, sons of Bilal. And then, you got people like Stacey Dash, pretty women. You got, hey, Cardi B, she's a Dominican. But black women love her. They ain't gonna call. Only time they'll say something is when she get in trouble and talk about her Latino roots and yeah, I'm like, and they'll be like, ah, bitch. But the representation that she presents, the black women love that shit, and they're her fans, and she's their idol. So we live in a fucking like a Jake. Even with Jake, he don't know what he's doing. Uh, but it is a thing called mingle. I'm gonna get this scripture right quick. It says Ezra 9:2, for they have taken of their daughters for themselves and their sons, so that the holy seed, a seed can be holy, because a Christian will be like, well, no, I'm talking about something parabolic or spiritual. We can't figure that. No, holy seed. Holy means separate, man. They always got this so-called white man Cesar Borgia character called Jesus at a halo, and they think that's what holy is. And he's in the clouds and all that, and he's floating, and that don't mean holy means separate. So that means you keep yourself separate from the world, separate from these people, the heathens and all that. Holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yea, the hand of the princes and rulers have been chief in this trespass. Yeah, when you look up mingled, it means, let me go back to this. Yeah, it means mix, blend, to need, fashion, fit, to be or become joined, combine, or mix, enter into a relationship, join with others, be sociable, and regarding sex too. That's why when there's a term called when women say, "I'm single and ready to mingle," what do you think that means? She's ready to get laid, so she could become to married to somebody, to where they could get a relationship going. So it has to do with sex too, which brings forth the seed of your fathers. That's why they a lot of these celebrities make that known. Well, my mother is and my father is, and that's what the interviewer may want to know too. Well, yeah, you come from Mariah Carey, when they interviewed her, she said, "My father's black and my mother's." Why did she make? She should have just said, "I'm mixed," and that's it. Let's move on. She had to indicate which parent was what, because they know in their spirit that the seed comes from the father. That's why you got something called Murray Povich show where, you know, is the baby your? Let's find the father and see who the child belongs to. They don't search. They don't got no man coming up there and saying who's the mother of my children. It's only the women because they know the seed is of the father, so they search them down. I gotta search who the father is so I can get some child support. Let me go to that scripture, house of their fathers, right quick. And really, Esau took the fathers out of home, so the fathers they be like, I don't know, who cares about my father? They don't even mention him because Esau that he wasn't there. But if he was, they'd be like, they got something called Daddy's Girl, and I'm a daddy's, yeah, like you got some women even when they pops are not there, be like, and they just have certain memories of him. They say, yeah, my father, and I love him. I want to try to find him. Chili did that. I never knew my father, but I want to find him. They ain't looking for their mothers like that. Well, because the mother is there, but I'm just saying, you know, if it was the other way around and you say your mother left us and the man raised the child, they wouldn't be looking for their mother like that. But they know where they want to know where the strength come from, where the grounds, the household grounds, and what happened between you and Ma. It says Numbers 1 and 2. It said, "Take you the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, after their families by the house of their fathers, when the number of their names, every male by their posts." And I just read about the interracial couple status statistic, whatever you want to call it, that if you're born of a white father, so-called white father, you're more established and more. It's more of a greater chance. I would say 99% to one that you are not born in the ghetto, or that you are not linked to some linked to these curses of these complexities, diversities, or the saying that uh, the dynamics of racial issues and problems that come with being an Israelite. So, that's another strong indication that you're Israel. You don't have an extended support of a power system to where you're able to go with any of your family and be all right. There's always one part, even if you come from a good, wholesome family where they got money, there's always one part that's not doing so well, or always a struggle and a problem situation within the family and the household, whether it be by your parents or your siblings, your brothers and sisters. Because in the so-called white community, I don't hear about no so-called white on white crime. I don't hear in these songs, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this motherfucker. I'm gonna, do him in, and I'm gonna drive by, and I'm gonna go his house and kill. I don't hear that in the songs. They don't display that, even though these Edomites do that. But it's not a public. It's not a front page lifestyle that they present before the masses. But it is with Jake. He got to get on TikTok and say, yeah, I'm going to go to this nigga's house and do this nigga in. Because just go to the motherfucker's house and shit. Why you got to put it on TikTok and YouTube like that's going to give you some street credit and shit. And then you get your ass beat up. Because the Most High don't like that shit, man. That weird ass demon ass shit, man. Just handle your business, Go by there and handle your business. And they use mostly late times they use guns, so that's another Edomite thing, because they're the man of the sword. That's why the Most High said, my people have gone out of the way, gone into the way of Cain. He was a murder his own brother. And that's what these two-third Jake complex, these two-third Jakes got on them. But in the celebrity world, it's a little different because they're working and they're employed by the so-called white man, and they run into these some certain extremities, if you will. Look, nine famous faces of on the struggles and beauty of being Afro Latino. It's a struggle, and these are beautiful women. Like you think like, damn, if I see a beautiful beautiful model type of Edomite woman, and I'm a producer and I'm doing a movie, I'll say, fuck, I don't know, she's fine as hell. Like, let her in. But it's always, with Esau, it's always like, yeah, your features, your hair color, and we don't want your butt to be too big, your lips are too big, your nose is too big. Like, we want, or if we want a ghetto exploitation or whatever, black exploitation with ghetto, yeah, you got to have a big ass, you got to have big lips, you got to like, and our people just drag from one role to the next. And really, the only time they can be themselves is when they're at home among their family. But that's kind of not realistic, because their family is that the industry has become their family, and that's what Esau wants. You know, That's what Esau wants. He don't want no strong family structure with the so-called black, Latino, Native Americans. Demon ass. That's why the Most High is going to destroy his ass, man. Like literally pulverize his ass, man. Cause he's really wicked, for real. And that you at least could do whatever you want to, but you Most High going to destroy. Just know that. Just know that. Out of anything, Most High is going to destroy your ass and put your ass in a body. Bring your ass back. Reincarnation. That's why we talk about it. And gonna bring your ass back in the body, and you ain't gonna like it. Not one bit. You have Rosia Perez. She's one of the epitomes of what a black woman is. Talking shit, hips, hand on the hips, attitude, roll your eyes, neck, and all that. Can't she could dance? You know, got that Puerto Rican heavy Puerto Rican accent. She starred in the some of the main black movies. I think it was Do the Right Thing, and a lot of Spike Lee movies, a few of Spike Lee movies. She was on In Living Color. She taught him how to dance. She dressed him and all that. You know, Jennifer Lopez came up under her. That's when she was thick and, more black cultured and all that before the